Okay, so let's go into game design. How do you go about training the player to understand the world which you have built for them?
So there's a lot of different philosophies, but the one I subscribe to the most is just creating like an interactive tutorial.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you could always, I mean, in the very beginning, what people would do is just like make a very big manual and like ship it with every copy of the game and just hope that people read it. And if you ever gotten a game from the 90s, like you never read that, right? Like
I used to
at least,
actually, because they had cool stuff in them.
oh, okay, that's great. I actually used to as well, but most people I've talked to like have not read those things.
What, the little pamphlets in the case?
Yeah, the little
Yeah,
Of
pamphlets,
course you
right?
read them.
they had
You read them
such
too?
cool art.
Yeah.
Oh wow, okay. So everyone in this room has actually read them, but the friends I've made in who have like, like gotten things of that nature have not read them and were like, "Oh, it's just a waste of paper."
Yeah, it makes me
And I
sad that
was
they're gone now, because they used to come with like more lore for the game and like more art assets that you wouldn't see otherwise. And it used to be so
That's true.
cool.
That's true. They did come with lore, which is I think one of the nicest parts uh of that stuff. I would say like it's a little sad, but I can kind of understand why they got rid of them to some degree, just because it was like a lot of paper,
Mm-hmm.
um, and they were trying to reduce that, which is understandable.
Reduce
But
costs
like,
too, because then you have to print it out, make the assets for it. Instead, you can just make a text document with all the information and just have
yeah,
it like
exactly,
on
yeah.
it digitally, like you see on the DS and Switch.
hmm And yeah, I mean now like when a game gets big enough, like the YouTube tutorials for it are so good that sometimes they're even better than the in-game tutorials and stuff.
Oh, that's
But
cool.
yeah, essentially what I would say though is like I like to try to create um something where like a tutorial level where like things are spread out from the player in such a way that they can kind of like slowly learn the ropes, and then there might be a few like hints in the environment that teach them how to do things, but altogether like they probably, you want the player to feel like they figured it out on their own.
Mm.
And so like one example of how you can do this is like in a platformer where you like move to the right, you can like start the very first level with um like a very simple obstacle, and then perhaps like a sign with like the button that you want them to press to jump with.
Mm-hmm.
And then you like, the player usually will figure out, okay, I press this and then I jump. There's always like there's always like a sort of like reliance on the fact that you're making a game for a certain audience on this, because like there are some audiences that just like want to be told what to do. For example,
And then
like
there's
my
the complete opposite, like me, where I hate it when the game tells me what to do. When they give you the tools, and you have to figure out how to best apply them. You have
Rust!
all the puzzles to. You have all the puzzles for the. You have all the pieces for the puzzle. It's just up to you to piece them together, and then you get a harder puzzle when you still have the same tools, but you still have to keep going. And like you have that progression, and it feels the best when all the tools they've introduced you across the game are integrated more and more, till at the end you have to rely on everything you've built upon to be able to
Mhm.
succeed. Like that feels the best when you're in my experience playing a game. I hate it when they just give you the answer, give you whatever it is, just to make it easier for you.